Yo, what up? It's Razor Pop.
Living guitar legend Slash of Guns N' Roses fame was in Singapore for one night to perform for Singaporeans at Fort Canning. Although the ex-GNR lead guitarist is widely known for rock anthems like Sweet Child of Mine and Paradise City, the 45-year-old has also been the driving force behind band Velvet Revolver. Slash just released his first solo album appropriately entitled Slash, and reminiscent of Carlos Santana's Smooth in 1999, Slash enlisted help from some of music's latest and greatest singers, like Maroon 5's Adam Levine and Black Eyed Peas' Fergie. The one singer he chose to bring on tour with him, however, was Myles Kennedy from the band Altered Bridge. Beginning at 7 o'clock, the show was opened by acts 2200, followed by progressive rockers Coheed and Cambria. But just before Slash wowed the crowd, the guitar legend sat down with the media to take a few questions.
Hey Slash, nice to meet you. My name is Brian from Racing TV. I just want to ask you your impressions of Singapore, the good and the bad, of what you've heard at least.
Well, it's nice to be here. Unfortunately, we got in yesterday and I never left my room because I was so tired. We've been doing a lot of traveling. But at this point, we managed to go down to the venue and do sound check, and the venue's great. And it's an amazing looking city. I'm blown away at just the appearance of everything. And it's super, super hot. I figured if I had to live here, I would cut my hair. Sure. But so far, so good. It's been nice. Well, because Myles was the one guy on the record that I didn't see coming. When I wrote the material, I knew exactly what singers would go on each song. And I made the whole record, and I had 2 songs left over that I had never figured out who should sing. And I just by chance thought of Myles Kennedy, who I'd never met before, and I wasn't really familiar with his voice, but I knew he was a good singer. And so I sent him a piece of music, and he sent it back to me with a vocal on it, and it was amazing. So that was very inspiring. And then I sent him another song, and he sent back another song with vocals. And at that point, I asked him if he would like to do the tour because his range is amazing. Nobody else on the record is as unknown as Myles is with that kind of a range. You know what I'm saying? So he seemed like a good guy to ask. The best part about making the record really was just making the whole record. It was a really, really great experience. Everybody I worked with was amazing. Well, you know, like having Lemmy show up and record, and having to order him Jack Daniels, you know, for the writer, and working with Ozzy in his house, and working with Iggy Pop, who was the guy who I first recorded. He was the first song that I did, and he sort of set the pace for the whole record. You know, working with Izzy, you know, was great. I mean, everybody was wonderful. There's no set, you know, nothing happened. We all went in and we worked. You know, there isn't any, anecdotes about how the sessions went that would be very amusing, you know. Everybody just had a really good time. Working with Ozzy was just I've known Ozzy for a long time, and Ozzy is obviously one of the icons in rock and roll that I grew up listening to, so it was a huge honor working with Ozzy. And then, you know, compared to working with some of the young guys like M. Shadows or Rocco DeLuca or Myles Kennedy or whatever, obviously working with Ozzy was a huge moment. But the young guys were great and full of enthusiasm and did an amazing job. So, no, I was influenced by everybody, every guitar player that came before me. You know, I think it started off with the English guitar players, the English rock guys. It was Pete Townsend, Keith Richards, Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, Dave Davies, you know, all those guys. And then, you know, I got it. And Jimi Hendrix came along, and there was the guys from Aerosmith and the guys from AC/DC. And I mean, the guys from Thin Lizzy, and I could go on and on and on and on. There was B.B. King and Albert King and Muddy Waters and Buddy Guy and Robert Johnson and everybody who picked up a guitar that was any good. Joe Walsh, you know, Billy Gibbons, Elliot Easton, you know, from the Cars. All those guys are awesome.
Don't go anywhere as we continue our coverage of the Slash press conference in Singapore. Next up, Razor TV asked Slash how he and his kids spend time together, and if we might get to see a Slash Jr. rock on stage just like him.